Hi everyone. Today we're going to play a bullet game, so 1 minute each. So it's really fast chess. Probably won't be able to talk a lot. So my pawn up. I want to try and guard this pawn on c5 if I can. So rook is attacking the queen, win the bishop. So I'm pretty happy, but I'm down on time, so I really need to speed up. Often in bullet chess, it's not about the position. It's often about time. So I'm still 10 seconds behind. See if I can catch up. I'm going to try and go. Oh, okay. So I think I'm happy with this going into an endgame. I'm going to pre-move a little bit so I can catch up on time. It's going to go rook check again. I think the endgame is fine for me. It's because of this weakness. I'll take this pawn. All right, I don't have a lot of time. It's pretty tense. Oh, it's going to be a draw. So you might try and win. So we get everything off the board. Oh, so that was a bit lucky. I think I can. I don't know if I've got enough time. I should. Good game. That was tense. So let's have a quick review of the game. So that was bullet chess. It's really fast. Uh, don't really have a lot of. You don't really have time to think. Let's do a quick game analysis where I can share my thoughts a little bit. This opening, the English opening, it's an opening that I've really enjoyed playing since when I was a teenager. Uh, in high school, we had a really strong chess player, and that was one of his openings that he used. So I thought one day, I looked at his games and I thought he seems to play this setup a lot. So this pawn and then this pawn, bishop there, and I thought, you know what, I'll give that a go. And ever since then, I've really enjoyed this setup. It's kind of like a system-based opening. You just try and put your pieces in on good squares. Not a lot of opening theory to remember. So I'm not going to pay attention too much about the blunders from this analysis because I was moving on instinct. So the idea of this move is because black has moved his bishop once already, if he were to take it, which is fine, he'd have to move the same piece twice. So this rook guards this pawn. Oh, I completely missed that I could have taken the pawn for free here. So the queens um, could be threatened by my rook. So that's why I moved my knight away. And as you know from my previous video about the power of the bishops, I realized these bishops are really powerful, so I wanted to get rid of it. So what my goal in this position is that it's equal material at the moment, but black has what we call an IQP, so isolated queen's pawn. So in endgames, this becomes a weakness. So I'm going to, the reason it's a weakness it is because there's no other pawns that can protect it. So what I'm going to try and do is basically put pressure on this pawn and also this square. That's basically my strategy. So you'll see I play rook here, exerting pressure on this pawn. And then I try to land a piece here. If I can put a piece here, then this will be a permanent square for my pieces where I can put pressure on this pawn later. Okay, to be honest here, I wasn't really thinking very well given the time. Probably shouldn't have done all this, but now black's given me another opportunity now. So the position's changed. So there was a weak pawn here earlier, which was no longer weak because this pawn was guarding it. Um, but this square, this pawn is now a weakness. And then when he takes this pawn, this could be a weakness as well, but my strategy is to pile on pressure on this pawn, like this c6 pawn. So you can see I'm lining up on this pawn with this queen and rook battery. Do this, I played this move just to control this square. And then I just want to get into an endgame here. Apparently this is quite bad, but I wanted to swap off queens um, so that I have less things to worry about, and I'm just going to get into a position where I can move quite quickly. I'm 12 seconds down, so I want to move quite quickly and just pile on pressure on this pawn and maybe this pawn as well, and potentially this one. Sorry, the pawn on a7. So here I'm just trying to catch up on time, moving my king to a more active square. So the beauty in so in chess, if your opponent has weaknesses, when you swap off pieces, it doesn't really change too much usually. They still are weaknesses. So I knew that if we swap off pieces and we go to an end game, my plan is basically with these pawns here. These three, I want to hold or stop these three pawns. And then my plan is to take this pawn and then potentially take this one and then promote this pawn to the end. So that's my strategy here. So you can see I'm going for this weakness. So technically this should have been a draw. So black here, oh, he couldn't take the pawn. I just realized. If he took the pawn, I've got queen check, and then I win as queen. Okay, so that was the mistake. I think um, black's. I mean, it's very hard given that we both have almost no time. But it looks like black's probably gone wrong here. So I wanted to take the queen, but if I take it, then he'll be able to clean up this pawn. So what I did instead was to push this pawn to get it a little bit closer to the queening square. And then now I take the queen, and then I can get a queen. And the rest um, is just a checkmate with 7 seconds left on the clock. Thanks for watching. Until next time, play with patience, finish with grace.